All right, we're going to wrap up the show on the markets, but first, let's talk about climate technology and finance in Africa. And that segment of the business requires a lot of funding, and that's according to Melis Carraro, the CEO of the Catalyst Fund. Melis was speaking in Nairobi this week at the Africa Arena Summit, where she breaks down the numbers behind the continent's climate venture ecosystem.
2025 has been. It's been a year where we've had, again, stark reminders of the cost of climate inaction. $250 billion losses from wildfires in California, to the deadly floods in Spain, to heat waves across Europe and Asia, and Africa was not spared. Here, we also had devastating floods because of El Nino events in Kenya and Tanzania. We had several cyclones that really affected Eastern and Western Africa. So these are no longer events that happen once in a century, once in a decade. They're really part of our new reality. Not to mention the subtle ways in which climate change is affecting our livelihoods, the way people earn income, our jobs, across all sectors of the economy. But this vulnerability also present one of the biggest opportunities of our time. According to the BCG, so I didn't say it, the experts did, the global market for climate adaptation and resilience alone is projected to grow to over $1 trillion from 2025 onwards. And if we look at the decarbonization market, that's actually projected to grow $4 trillion between now and 2030. So this is a staggering opportunity, and I do believe that Africa can be a leader, many others have said this before, in building the solutions, not just for Africa, but also for the world. So I was asked to come here and give a bit of a state of the climate venture ecosystem up to now, with the most recent data. So I've decided to wear my co-founder and partner in the Catalyst Fund, Maxime, that you all know, runs Africa the Big Deal. And I geeked out for several hours on the data set to give you a little bit of good news and also nuance on where we're at. So let's start with the good news. First, billions are flowing in, right? We know that CPI, the Climate Policy Initiative, studies the whole flows, private and public, that go to climate finance in Africa. And we've seen that has increased 48% between 2019 and 2022. There's actually even more recent data that shows an increase. But put into context, this remains only 4% of global climate finance, which is still humbling. The private sector has shown up, which I think is great, and provides more diversity. So when we look at the climate tech ecosystem, in spite of, as we know, a sharp decline, like after 2021 in particular, in overall VC funding for Africa, climate tech has remained a bright spot. In fact, for the past 2 years, we had at least 1/3 of overall VC funding going to companies in climate tech in Africa. And this year, in 2025, year to date, we're already at 800 million, which is actually 35% of overall climate finance. And if you look at the deal count, 480 climate tech companies have raised at least 100K in the past 6 years, which is a huge number. It's a huge increase. And that's super exciting. But where is this money actually going? Because the story is more nuanced. If we look at volumes of funding, energy absolutely crushes it. So